Top 5 Best Thunderbolt Audio Interfaces. Number 5. Universal Audio Apollo Solo TB3. The Universal Apollo Solo Heritage version has all the advantages of the favored Apollo Solo, together with class-leading UA audio conversion, 2 Unison mic preamps, and Solo Core real-time UAD plug-in processing. And it goes a step additional, with a software program suite of 5 award-winning UAD plug-in titles, that includes collections from Teletronics, Pultec, and UA. A trademark function of Apollo is its real-time UAD processing, letting you run the total library of UAD plugins at near zero latency. Taking you a step further, Apollo Solo Heritage version provides you 5 premium plugin titles priced over $1,300 together with the total suite of UA's Teletronics and 1176 compressors, all Pultec EQs, UA 610 Unison mic preamps, and pure plate reverb. These premium Heritage version titles are along with Apollo Solo's included Real-Time Analog Classics bundle, providing you with probably the most accurate library of traditional analog emulations included with any professional audio interface. Apollo Solo Heritage version features 2 Unison-enabled mic preamps, letting you record by exacting mic preamp emulations from Neve, API, Manley, SSL, Avalon, Helios, and Universal Audio. A Universal Audio Unique, Unison is a proprietary hardware-software integration that nails the tone of that sought-after tube and solid-state mic pres, together with their input impedance, gain stage sweet spots, and component-level circuit behaviors. Unison's expertise can be found on Apollo Solo's front panel Hi-Z instrument input, offering dead-on impedance and gain matching for guitar and bass amp models from Fender, Marshall, Ampeg, and even more. Coming in number 4. Steinberg AXR4. The audio business is progressing and advancing in leaps and bounds, and the AXR4 Thunderbolt 2 audio interface pulls no stops in slotting itself on the forefront of a number of these new technologies. It's Thunderbolt, so it's some of the quickest information transfer accessible on the market, but additionally boosts the power to record as much as 32-bit 384 kHz if and when required. There are a few world-class preamps thrown in for good measure, and SSPLL jitter reduction expertise. As if that weren't enough, there's AXR DSP mixing software program, an additional mixing matrix before your DAW with additional routing, audio processing, and monitoring choices. The AXR4 would serve actually any engineer on the planet well, however, is priced to match. Nevertheless, with all of the options on board and contained in the 1U unit, you could never need another interface. The AXR4, regardless of the large listing of specs, flagship technologies, and options, will solely occupy one space in your rack. Due to this fact, while you inevitably purchase a second, they'll only collectively occupy 2 spaces. The AXR4 boasts an enormous maximum of 28 inputs and 24 outputs if expanded totally through the D-sub or digital connections on the back of the unit. On the unit itself you've got 4 preamps, all with combo XLR or jacks, and all 4 preamps feature emulations of the Rupert Neve design silk processing discovered on more high-end Rupert Neve designs preamps and processors. The 4 onboard preamps have combo XLR or jacks for connecting mics or alternatively for connecting guitars, basses, or keys immediately and utilizing plugins to record or just monitor your takes because the Thunderbolt 2 connecting provides ultra-low latency. Coming in number 3. Focusrite Clarett 8 Pre 18x20. Focusrite has continued its notable audio legacy with the Clarett 8 Pre, one of many new products within the company's Thunderbolt-based Clarett range of interfaces. The Clarett 8 Pre is a 1U, 18 and 20 out audio interface that includes 8 mic preamps together with a D and DA conversion at sample rates of as much as 192 kHz and intensely low latency. The result is a reasonably priced, easy-to-use Thunderbolt interface that sounds nice and is the right basis for a mid-level studio or portable recording setup. The Clarett 8 Pre is constructed into a smooth 1U rack-mount chassis. Input and output are via 8 analog inputs, 10 analog outputs, stereo SPDIF, I/O and 8 channels of ADAT/I/O. A pair of front panel mic or line or instrument inputs present quick accessibility even when the system is racked. The system consists of BNC word clock output to slave exterior digital units to the interface. Nevertheless, the lack of word clock input makes it tough to slave the Clarett to a different system. Additionally included on the rear panel are MIDI out and in. Customers who require extra I/O should contemplate the Clarett 8 Prex, which provides 26 inputs and 28 outputs in addition to 16 I/O inputs and outputs. The 8 Prex $300 more than the 8 Pre, additionally offers 48-volt phantom power switches on every individual channel in distinction to the 8 Pre Spank switching on channels 1 to 4 and channels 5 to 8. Clarett's stunningly quiet mic pres have a notable 118 decibel dynamic range with a 20 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response and 57 decibel of gain. Every mic pre provides Focusrite's air characteristic, which is independently activated on every channel through the Focusrite control software. Activating air alters the preamp's impedance and permits a transformer resonance impact that gives the air and clarity of a transformer mic pre. Coming in number 2. Presonus Quantum 2626 Interface. This unit has 8 front panel XLR 1/4-inch combo inputs. Channels 1 and 2 support mic or high Z signals, and channels 3 to 8 are for mic or line level sources. You don't see that many interfaces with 8 inputs at the entrance. Significantly for home setups without patch bays, it's a handy design. Every channel additionally has its personal front panel gain knob accompanied by an LED that lights up green, yellow, or pink, relying on the input stage. Fancy metering it isn't, but it's enough. For extra detailed input metering, you may open the included Universal Control software program, which gives ladder-style meters for every input and output channel. The gain knobs are staggered in their placement. As an alternative to the top row controlling channels 1 to 4 and the underside 5 to 8, it alternates from the top to bottom diagonally. We discovered this complicated at first, particularly when reaching for a channel while merely glancing to the side. However, we got used to it. The preamps are Presonus Max Selection, which the company touts for their clear sound, low noise, and 115 decibel of dynamic vary. Phantom power is switchable in 2 parts, 1 to 4 and 5 to 8. The other front panel controls embody a big main knob, which handles the monitor outputs, and a pair of gain controls that accompany 2 1/4-inch TRS headphone outputs. A power status shows blue when the interface is correctly synced to a clock source and red when it isn't. Coming in number 1. Universal Audio Apollo Twin X Quad Heritage. Poised to be the middle of a home studio or portable rig, the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X Quad Heritage version Desktop 10x6 Thunderbolt 3 audio interface combines the sound, feel, and stream of analog studio recording with highly effective quad-core real-time UAD processing and a hearty bundle of 25 stellar UAD plugins. Furnished with elite-class 24-bit 192 kHz conversion akin to the favored Apollo X rack-mount interfaces, the Apollo Twin X Quad offers musicians, producers, songwriters, and audio engineers the considerable worth of crystal-clear, high-resolution recording and mixing with low distortion and immense dynamic range. The interface has 2 XLR 1/4-inches mic or line combo inputs and a 1/4-inches high Z input, all with unison integration for exact UAD emulations of basic analog preamps impart the classic character of your selecting on microphone and instrument recordings whereas bypassing the unpredictable nature of previous gear. Because of the switchable low-cut filter, pad, polarity inversion, 48-volt phantom power, and stereo linking on every analog input, you possibly can effectively optimize your incoming signals with easy buttons on the Apollo Twin X Quad's face. Along with the 2 major analog inputs, you possibly can record as many as 8 extra channels by connecting exterior preamps with ADAT or SPDIF optical outputs to the Toslink optical input port on the Apollo Twin X Quad.